Continuing coverage now of the furor over New York standardized tests. It's gone viral. An area superintendent frustrated by the state's new standardized tests and the repeated warnings about how awful the scores will be has given her rather critical 2 cents in an article published on the district website. Since doing so, she's been bombarded with feedback from around the country, even Canada, from people applauding her and echoing her concerns. She shared those concerns with me today, which I tried to take to the folks at State Ed. Students and teachers are preparing to return to classrooms in a few weeks for a new year, but last year's standardized tests are still hanging over their heads. Last week, the State Ed Department released some shocking statistics. Only 31% of students statewide passed the exams. Not that anyone will ever get to see those corrected tests.
All we get is the cold, hard number back. We don't understand whether a child's deficient in one area or needs extra help in another area. So from my point of view, that's not serving any educational purpose whatsoever.
Dr. Teresa Thayer-Schneider, Voorheesville Superintendent, has been critical of the tests since before they were first administered. Just recently, she wrote an article on the Superintendents page of the district website in which she criticizes the talking points administrators have received on how to explain the low scores and how she believes the tests were designed to deliver those low scores so that it would be nearly impossible not to improve.
Partly it'll be because the children become more familiar with the format, partly it'll be because the teachers are more accustomed to what's going to be expected, and partly it will be because the scaled scoring is controlled by the tested manufacturers. So it may not be that the children have gotten any smarter, but the scores will improve.
The reaction to her commentary was significant. Hundreds upon hundreds of letters, emails, and phone calls of support. Schneider says many were from fellow superintendents in New York State who share her concerns but are too afraid of reprisals to speak out themselves. Among the things she'd like to see changed, for educators to see the tests after scoring and ensure that students are given tests appropriate for their age, citing excerpts from Tolstoy that were included on tests administered to 8-year-olds.
And I would love to read The Gray Hair with Tolstoy, by Tolstoy with third graders, but I wouldn't expect a third grader to be able to independently read that kind of text.
I did speak with representatives from State Ed today to request an interview with someone who could respond to Dr. Schneider's comments. They said they'd get back to me, but never did. Dr. Schneider told me it's been her experience that State Ed is not interested in discussing testing concerns.